In the 17th and 18th century, the East India Company relied on slave labor and trafficking in slaves from West and East Africa, especially Mozambique and Madagascar, transporting them to their holdings in India and Indonesia, as well as to the island of St. Helena in the Atlantic Ocean. Although its slave traffic was small in comparison with the transatlantic slave trade enterprises such as the Royal African Company, the East India Company crucially relied on transfers of slaves with specialized skills and experience to manage its far-flung territories. The East India Company controlled its own army, which by 1800 comprised some 200,000 soldiers, more than twice the membership of the British Army at the time. The company used its armed force to subdue Indian states and principalities with which it had initially entered into trading agreements, to enforce ruinous taxation, to carry out officially sanctioned looting, and to protect its economic exploitation of both skilled and unskilled Indian labor. The company's army played a notorious role in the unsuccessful Indian Uprising, also called the Indian Mutiny of 1857 to 58, in which Indian soldiers in the company employed led an armed revolt against their British officers that quickly gained popular support as a war for Indian independence. During more than a year of fighting, both sides committed horrid atrocities, including massacres of civilians, through the company's reprisals ultimately far outweighed the violence of the rebels. The rebellion brought about the effective abolishment of the East India Company in 1858. Beginning in the early 19th century, the East India Company illegally sold opium to China to finance its purchases of Indian tea and other goods. Chinese opposition to that trade perpetrated the First and Second Opium Wars from 1839 to 1842 to 1856 to 1860, in both of which British forces were victorious. The company's management was remarkably efficient and economical. During its first 20 years, the East India Company was run from the home of its governor, Sir Thomas Smith, and had a permanent staff of only 6. In 1700, operated with the 35 permanent employees in its small London offices, and in 1785, it controlled a vast empire of millions of people with a permanent London staff of only 159. Following several years of misrule and a massive famine of 1770 in Bengal, where the company had installed a puppet regime in 1757, the company's land revenue fell preposterously, forcing it to appeal to 1772 for an emergency loan of £1 million to avoid bankruptcy. Although the East India Company was bailed out by the British government, harsh criticism and the investigations by parliamentary committees led to government oversight of its management, or the Regulating Act of 1773, and later to government control of the political policy in India, or the India Act of 1784.